up everybody, welcome to a new video, and today I wanted to take a few minutes to do a full walk around of my EG6. It's the car I've owned the longest out of every car, and if this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, what's up, I'm Adam, it's nice to meet you, and this is my Honda Civic EG6 that I wanted to do like a full walk around, mod list, show you where we're at with the build, because this was the only car I ever really used to upload on this channel. And then as I've evolved as a creator, there's been a lot more content thrown on which has completely obscured the build of this. So I want to walk around it, show you everything we've done, show you the issues I've come up and still got with the car now. Because there are a few, the build isn't completely finished, but it does run, it drives now, it works great. I'll talk about the next mods as well, and where we're at with everything. So yeah, let's jump into it, shall we? This is my 1992 Honda Civic EG6 VTI, which came in England as the model VTI. In Japan they came as SIRs. It's come with the B16A2, which come out of factory with 160 brake horsepower. I'm not sure what mine's putting out. It's got some mods on it, but I'll explain all that shortly. I've never had it rolling roaded, so I don't know, and I'll be honest, I don't really care either. Let's start at the very front end. So we're going to go through the mod list first, and I'll talk through all the rest of it. So as we look at the car right now, we've got the Viz Sport carbon bonnet that I had re-lacquered. I bought it completely messed up. It was an absolute wreck. And there are still signs of that because it took the body shop a lot of work to get it to where it is. You can see around the edge, it's not perfect, as you can see down there. But for what I use this, well, am I going to be using this car for? And at the time of purchasing the bonnet, what I used it for, I didn't care. I just wanted a carbon bonnet because one of my mum's horses stood on the red bonnet that when we took it off once, so that was annoying. Coming down from that, we have the Aero Catches. These are genuine Aero Catches. You can get replicas of these, but avoid them at all costs because they break. As we come down, we've got Denjis. So I was the UK supplier of these when they were still in mass production, and I chose the chrome back in with the blue lens because I thought it worked well with the brakes. I have the Tspoon brakes. But yeah, so we've got the Denjis there. I like running the clear side repeaters, indicators, whatever you guys want to call them. I like running those because I just think they look the best with this colour scheme. I think if I had ambers on there, there'd just be too much going on, and I'm not a huge fan of ambers anyway, so hence why mine doesn't have them. As we come down onto the front bumper down here, you'll see we have two different scoops put in. Now we have on the passenger side a Tegiwa scoop, and we can supply you those. Or I have on this side, it's a now discontinued J's Racing, a genuine J's Racing one. I thought it looked amazing. I did used to run two Tegiwas, but getting the chance to get the J's Racing one, I had to take it. And then you see the Tspoon Sports front lip, genuine once again. It is a little bit bad, but as you see down here, there's a little bit of damage to it, but this is my favourite look that I have out of all of them. I also have a backyard special front lip. I'll throw a picture over the screen now, or a video clip of one before we put the spoon back on, but this is certainly my favourite look for the car. Let's do the outside of the car, shall we, before we go in. So as we come around to the wheel, tyre, brake, lug nut combo. Okay, so let's start first off with the story of these wheels. These are Volk T37s, 15 by 7.5, PT35. Sorry, I just had to look at the sticker because they've been so long since I looked. Now I got a kind of interesting story about these. So you and I both know, well, if you're into the game, you'll know that Volk T37s aren't particularly rare, but they are quite expensive. Volk are one of the best wheel manufacturers out of Japan. They're amazing, they're lightweight, they're incredible. I love Volk as a brand. They are definitely my favourite wheel manufacturer. These are special because they are made exclusively for a company in Japan called Aslan that modifies Civics, mainly like the EG shape. They had a batch of 20 wheels made, and at the time I was actually in Japan and they had 2 left in their shop, and they refused to sell me them on the basis that I'm not Japanese, and the agreement they had with Volk is they wouldn't sell the wheels outside of Japan to keep the contract okay. I then kind of stated, like, I'm not actually outside of Japan, I'm in Japan right now and I want to buy them with my Japanese money. So we eventually come to a deal where they gave in. They didn't want to, but I forced it basically because I was there, and I ended up with 2 wheels, but obviously I needed 2 more. And I knew they were only going to do 20 more. Knowing they were only going to be doing 20 more wheels of these, and me needing 2 more and not wanting to run odd wheels on the car, it meant I had to ask my friend who lives in Japan, and I'm not going to dob him in because I don't want to get him in trouble, to go to Aslan when they released that they had 2 more in. He got them for me. I paid him obviously for them, and he went and got them for me and then sent me 2 more, so I have a full set for the car. And this also, in my opinion, makes these one of the rarest sets in the country, because I have the only set that I know of outside of Japan on my car. I know there's a few sets in America. I know there may be like 2 sets in America, but I think the vast majority of these are on EFs and CRXs in Japan, which makes them super rad to me. And super rare, so it's kind of a cool story. And they're a memory of my trip to Japan, so I love that. Every time I look at it, it's good memories. Now, being an absolute Honda nerd, another one of my favourite mods I've ever bought, brand new, are these Tspoon sports calipers. As I grew up in the Honda scene, I very much was a Honda guy. Tspoon were obviously one of the most prestigious tuning brands. They've got a huge amount of history in Japan and out of it, and I have just always dreamt of owning a set of Tspoon calipers. So when I got the money together, I managed to buy myself a brand new set. I was over the moon with them, and I also have Tspoon studs holding these front studs on. I did have them on the rear, but I changed them out, annoyingly, to APR ones, which was a bigger mistake, which I'll explain shortly. But yeah, I also have the Tspoon brakes, and I also have EBC drilled discs, and I've got Ferodo DS2500 pads up front. Holding the wheels on are our gold chrome 621 lug nuts that we used to produce. I think we still have a few sets of these left, but I don't know, we might not. We know we sold a couple of sets over the weekend, so we might not have any of these left now, but they are gold chrome, and I thought they just worked well with the theme. I really liked them. I would have run black, but we sold out of those too, so that was kind of annoying, and we're not doing them anymore. The rubber we have on are 205 5015 AO48Rs by Yokohama Advance, and they're an amazing tyre. Now, unfortunately, I got so used to running these when I was out on track, I now don't really feel like I can go backwards, which is frustrating because they're so expensive, but I just absolutely adore how the car handles with it, and yeah, I just have to stick it out. Another really rare mod that I'm super proud to own are these Gen 1 Tspoon Sports mirrors. You'll see a common theme over the car, that it has some pretty amazing parts on it, if I'm allowed to say about my own car, but I have to just kind of give a quick feedback, like insight into me. So growing up, the internet was just becoming a thing, and I found something called Honda Tech, and this was just when forums were becoming a thing, and I grew up just looking at pictures of these cars, and in America, especially Los Angeles at the time, every other places have caught up, but building cars that were built with real parts. And when I say real, I mean the authentic, the highest brand name, I guess, or if I'm being honest, the most expensive brand name. So it was almost like, regardless of the cost, you make your car look like this to get respect. And I think that's always kind of stuck with me. And I won't point out any of my other cars because this is all about this, but I've always tried to have genuine wheels, you know, good brands that we know are reliable. So finding a set of new old stock, these were brand new when I bought them, Gen 1 Tspoon Sports carbon mirrors for the EG was just like the best feeling ever. I'm over the moon with that, and I will forever be grateful. Before we go around to the back end of the car, I want to talk about the bodywork. So I had Nick Bolingbroke at Car Support Restoration take the car, because at the time it was going to be full respray and interior spray along with engine bay. So we took this car back to a bare shell and we delivered it off to him. Now, I knew it needed new rear arches, and I supplied new rear arches to him. But once he took the side skirts off, because I didn't take the side skirts off, because as you can see, he's painted those too. Once he took the side skirts off, all of the inner arches on both sides had gone. All of the seals down here were shot to bits. He literally sent me an image. I don't know if I've still got it. I might do, but the seal wasn't attached to the car anymore. It was bad, and I was petrified if I was on. The words that came out of Nick's mouth were pretty scary to any guy that loves his car. He basically said, like, he thinks the shell's too far gone, and the money that we've agreed can't cover all the work needed. And he thought at the time I should just scrap it and find another shell. That's his exact words were, you should just bin this car and find another one, and we'll do that. He said, it doesn't have to be this one, does it? And I said, sorry, Nick, it has to be this car. It's a genuine EG6. There's barely any of these left. This is my car. This is the car that I've fallen in love with. We have to fix this one. So he's done an amazing job fixing up the paint. He also put in this sunroof bung that's now amazingly, it's all supported as well, so it shouldn't sink. The whole car looks absolutely amazing, but for him to do the arches, we subsequently had to ignore the interior, which I haven't got round to sorting yet. If you've ever followed the channel, you know the car's been a bit of a bystander while we've worked on that thing, and it's this has all been, I'll be honest, just not really that loved. But now the car's back together and it works good and it feels great. This is all on my next list, to paint all this up if I can, and clear out all of this and relocate a few other parts that we'll talk about in the future. While we've got the door open, let's talk about the interior. In fact, no, we'll come back to the interior. Let's carry on round the back here so I can talk to you about what's going on this rear end. So I've got the 50/50 rear lights. I got those from Show Off Imports. I think that makes the car look a little bit more modern, even though I am tempted to put the old ones back in for a track day. But we'll see, because I've kind of got a new look, well, old new look I want to go for, see what it looks like. But also we've got a Tspoon Sports N1 back box that is mated to a custom solid fab B pipe that silences the car, because here in England the track laws are ridiculously strict, and I didn't want to have any potential problems with noise problems and stuff like that. I think the decibel limit's normally about 104 decibels. This passes that with flying colours. I like to be able to go into it with no fear. You'll see I only run a couple of stickers on the car, 621 obviously being my brand here, Track Addict, which are my friends that allowed me on their booth at Autosport, and my friend over in Japan, Osaka JDM, Osaka JDM, and that's Kazoo, a 5 marks parts brand. And yeah, we're around to this side, and you may spot a problem. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Can anybody spot the problem? Let me know down below if you can. And now I'm going to point it out to you. This APR stud is actually threaded, and I have no idea how this has happened, because up until Autosport, it never had 4 studs put on it, and I've only had the car up in the air since, and I can't remember this stud ever feeling bad. But you can see there is an issue on there, and I'm gonna have to get that changed out or rethreaded. But it's just a ball ache. I can't believe it. These are really expensive studs as well, so it just shows that, you know, even the most expensive stuff does go wrong. But it's just annoying, and because I'm now going to have to sort that out. But it's no problem. It's what we do this for, right? I'm sorry the wheels are so dirty too. I just can't be bothered to clean it for this. Another little interesting story is that about these wheels. Oh, also I've got new ones of these to go in. That's broken. It must have happened when we took the car apart. I've got replacement ones of these. £35 they cost. Absolute rip-off. But they'll go on soon. Another funny story is that one of the sets of wheels I ordered came with blue stickers. Out of all of them, 3 of them have got black, but I've got replacement stickers for them. But yeah, that's that. I forgot to say, obviously the sticker on the wings is an Osaka JDM spoiler, and this is the first one to come to England. I know there was a guy in Ireland that got one before me, but I know I got the first one because we are the exclusive distributors of these. I got the first one, and that's why I kept this one and not the carbon fibre, because this one actually had sentimental value to me because it was the first one in the UK. And it's on my car, and I love that. I think it's so super cool. Another little story for my car. All with the bodywork Nick had to do, he had to rebuild all inside this filler cap. That was a huge job for him. He did an amazing job. I can't thank Nick Bollenbrook at Car Sport Restorations enough, and hopefully we'll be seeing him involved with the next project a little bit, which is that Red EK just there. But I'll explain more of that at the end of this video. Let's have a look in this interior, and as you can see, there's not much of it. I've already explained, I know it looks bad and I need to get the rest of this stuff out. I just couldn't be bothered at the time. I have a Recaro pole position seat, which is in the black fabric. It's beautiful, really, really nice seat. It's a bit dirty, but as you can see, we've been getting in and out of it in the dirty clothes. I have one of our now discontinued FIA approved 621 harnesses. These are such an amazing bit of kit. If you have one of these or ever see one pop up secondhand, I highly advise you buy these. They're amazing. We can't sell them anymore, but I still believe 100% in these. Fantastic product, and I love that they're red and they go really nicely with the seat, and they look fantastic, and I just love it. I've also got Recaro side mounts, and they are mated to a set of universal sliders, which is then on a border seat rail, which we did bring in for a time as well, but I unfortunately don't know where you can buy one now, but I'm sure there's other brands available. As we come up here, I have a Mugen Suede steering wheel, another legit part. I managed to get this second hand, but it is a beautiful, beautiful item, and I think it goes really well with the old school Japan vibe of this car. And my gear knob is a, let me sit in here. Oh. The gear knob I have is a Tspoon titanium gear knob, and I know you can reburn these. I've looked into doing it, but I've actually had this gear knob since I was 18. So I'm 29 now, so I've had it 11 years, and I kind of like that it's a bit worn because I got it brand new, so it means every bit of marking and stuff on it is something that's happened over the past, you know, 11 years of my ownership with it. This is then sat on a DC2 shift linkage, which is obviously out of an Integra DC2 Type R. It just makes the throw a bit shorter but stays OEM. And we have in here a little JDM pocket that came with the car when I bought it. It's one of the only things that's still left on the interior of the car. Also in here I have a Cusco cage. As you can see back here, it looks awesome, and I know some people get really funny about bolt-ins, but in Japan this is what they all use. They all use bolt-in Cusco cages or something of the like, so I'm just using it as a track car. It was always a track car anyway. It definitely made a huge improvement on the handling of the chassis. It was a lot less flexible. I've also got an Integra DC2 rear strut brace in there with the Tegiwa strut adjusters. Cool. Let's also I do have this surround, but we're still trying to work out why the dials have stopped working when the lights come on. They go really weird, so I'm gonna need to sort that out. That's why the surround's not in there, but I do have everything. But yeah, there's nothing in here. I think future plans for in here is going to be paint this as best I can. I'll whip everything out and cover up what I can to make sure I can paint it as nice as I can as well. Get all of the rest of the sound deadening out that I did an awful job on when I was a lot younger. I just want people to understand I did that like 5 years ago. That's why it looks so crap. I want to maybe get some carbon sheets and make door cards and rear covers out of it. But this is all stuff to happen in the future. And yeah, I'd like to cover all of this up and put the window switches back in, because these actually have electric windows in this one, which is really annoying. I should have really swapped it out for manual ones. Look under the bonnet now and check out the engine bay. Here is the heart of my little Honda, and I'm still not happy with this engine bay. I know it looks so good now, like paint wise looks amazing. It still needs a bit of a tidy up. I haven't finished tidying everything up, but basically I want to do a wire tuck on the car, especially this bit of the loom. I think this is so ugly and it's just going to damage this, and I want to get the original nuts put back on there as well. I want to remove the spikes because I'm not really going for that theme anymore. We've got the Aluminous yellow valve cover, and I had this done, must have been 4 or 5 years ago, and I love that colour. I always have loved that colour. Bright yellow is like my favourite colour in the world, and I just loved the you know, the comparison of the yellow with the red, because there's nothing else yellow on it, and I know it might sound ridiculous to some people, but it's hidden until you open the engine bay. Painted the engine bay at the engine and gearbox. That was my first ever time doing it. I think doing it again, which I will be at some point, not on this, but on another car, I'll do it differently, but pretty happy with how it come out. Down there, I have a Moroso sump that still better not be leaking. Moroso sump down there. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I should give a fair assessment. It's given me nothing but problems. Basically, it's obviously got oil feeds or something, oil breather feeds for turbo cars, and I wish I'd never bought this. I should have just bought a Tspoon one, and I am still tempted just to buy a Tspoon one because it just leaks a lot and it's really annoying, and I don't want that risk. So I think a Tspoon baffled sump's going to be on the list. Other things I'd like to change out are this, but I accidentally glued that VTEC cover on. I lost the Feels badge from my Feels oil cap that I picked up in Japan. I'm still trying to find that at my house. Got the carbon fibre Cusco strut brace. Spooner Restorations did the paint on this, if anybody in the UK is wondering. He does an amazing job, and I will use him again in the future. He's a fantastic guy. Got the innovative mounts 75As. I went for the silver with the black bushing because I just wanted to go with that vibe on here. The radiator I use is a CFS. It's just a regular half rad for the Civics. It fits brilliantly. It looks amazing. The guys at CFS are so wonderful, and we are actually dealers for these. If anybody would like one, let me know. I can hit you up with a quote. I might even be able to do you a bit of discount if you quote that you come from the YouTube video. I'll see what we can do. It might not be much, but it's the best I can offer. So 621.com for all your car parts. Now, one of my favourite ever mods I've ever bought for this car, and something I'll never ever change, one of the reasons why I don't want a cage swap, I don't want to turbo it, I love that it's a B series NA, is this, and it's my Toda Manifold. And once again, my friend in Japan got me this and sent me it over. I paid him for it, obviously, but it's just fantastic to be able to get a modification like this, a genuine Toda Manifold. Not many people have these because of the price, and there are replicas out there that do a very good job, but I just love having the original one. It's just another little thing. Everything else is relatively standard. I never really wanted to go too crazy with the engine and all that sort of stuff in this car. In fact, I'll tell you now, I did have a B18C for it. but at the time I was moving house, I needed to add some extra money down to the deposit, and I just went through everything to see what I could sell, and the B18 was something I was like, well, I don't need it, you know? Got the B16 still, it's still a good little engine, it'll do for what I need. I just maybe will be able to change it for a B18C in the future, but now I kind of like the charm of it. I took it up the road again the other day, private road obviously, and it felt amazing to just hit VTEC again. It was amazing. So I'm happy I've stayed B16 for now. So underneath, I've got hard race upper camber arms, I've got hard race toe arms, I've got hard race rear camber arms. In the rear, I just run pads, don't need nothing hardcore, and I've got the little 240 Honda EBC drilled and grooved discs on there too. So that's another little thing on there. Another thing that we have is a DC2 steering rack, a DC2 subframe. Basically everything underneath this car is DC2 apart from the Function 7 lower control arm, which is all down here. I've got a bigger anti-roll bar. I think it's a 24mm anti-roll bar, and then the subframe brace, which is also Function 7. We can't get hold of them anymore, which is really annoying. Yeah, they look fantastic and they do a great job. And the car is sitting on 621 coilovers. They're another product that I made for a long time and we had great success with them. It's just the cost of continual production, etc. Was getting way too much, and the stress of it was all quite a lot as well, to be honest, and I needed to take everything in a different direction because I had another job offer which I couldn't turn down. I truly love these coilovers, and I have put some other cars to shame on track with these. It's just one of those things. We also have, because obviously I removed the ABS, a 4040 prop valve, all the custom brake lines made here, which was done by Sully, one of my friends, Sully. So I'm really grateful for that. I think they look insane as well. I've also got the DC2 1-inch master cylinder upgrade on the car. Like I said, most of the stuff you'll see is DC2, especially all the stuff hidden underneath. In here, people always ask me, why have you not changed the intake? Well, because these Honda intakes are amazing. For the power, they're amazing. And I also normally have a pipe that runs off of here that comes down and joins up to the J's Racing scoop. But I haven't got one on at the minute because I need to order a new one. But I'm probably going to do that when we tuck the engine bay up. I'm going to have to do this before I use it because it's just all a bit all over the place, and I just absolutely hate it. And it just really annoys me. So I'm going to have to do that very soon. But yeah, I think we might be at the end. If I've forgotten anything, oh, actually, there's another thing on the dashboard I forgot to show you. On the dashboard, it is actually been flocked, and we also have the 621 logo ingrained in the dash, in the flock. I think that's so sick. I love that. So you can see the dash from the other side. It all runs a standard ECU, standard everything basically, because I've never really been power figure chasing on this, and I just wanted to have a cool little JDM inspired EG6 to rag around, and I didn't know what to do with it while we were building it. It's taken a long time, and for that I apologise, but now it's basically done. I am looking at getting it aligned and corner weighted so I can then take it out on track. Really excited to actually use it again. I think I am going to be tracking the car very soon while we do some other stuff. That's my EG6. I really hope you like it. Obviously, being a guy that's built a car out of passion and what he saw growing up, I obviously don't really care that much what other people think about it, because I have the backyard special front lip for it, but I definitely prefer this setup. I watch a lot of hot versions and all those old Japanese race videos online, and every time I see the Tspoon EG, I'm like, oh, the white one with the Ragers. I'm like, I completely regret selling my Ragers, but never mind. That's my car, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We are going to be changing it up a little bit, not too drastically, but there are a few more modifications and a little bit more work that needs doing on it. So if you are new here and you like the car, please hit subscribe. I'm pretty sure you're going to love the next series that we're about to start, but I'm just going to give you a quick 1 minute rundown on this too. So the next series is going to be on this, my EK3. This is the next big build, and how I want to film this, I want to film it all before you ever see it. So I'd like to be able to upload 3 videos to 5 videos a week of this car getting done, instead of how the EG6 has been, where it's been 6 years of labour of love. I want this to be smashed out in one go so you guys can get full enjoyment, and with that I also hope it will bring a few sponsors in to help with the build. This is going to be pretty sick, and I'm going to be doing a whole lot more work on this than you saw on this one, as in hands-on with the bodywork and everything. I'm really nervous, but I've been looking into it all. I've done the welding courses, I've done some welding practice on the thin metal. It's going to be so scary, but I think I've got some great people that can guide me along the way. So that's going to be that. I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in on this, and I think that's going to happen very, very soon. But like I said, guys, I really hope you like my EG6. It really is like the apple of my eye, and I know I've kind of joked around, like, oh, I'm going to sell it and all that stuff. I haven't. It's just when you get a lot of grief online of people giving you constant how they would do it, like when you're actually trying to do it, it does get frustrating. But I love this little car, man, and I hope you guys do too. And you have to let me know what tracks you'd like to see me take it round. I'm going to do a shakedown in it at Snetterton. I hope you guys can understand it only has one seat, so I won't be able to do passenger laps or anything like that. But yeah, I'll make sure I can try and get some great video for you guys, hopefully anyway. Gonna hopefully try and smash up some faster cars again, like we used to. It used to be great. So what we're gonna do is put the car away now, and I'm gonna love you and leave you. I really hope you've liked this little video. I'll put in a little clip of me taking it out the road. I'm not going to do it again. I ain't got anyone to help me can't film it, and the car's obviously not registered or anything. Private road, private road, private road, private road. I don't know if that still works, but whatever, innit? It wasn't me. My guys, this is my car. If I've forgotten anything, or if there's any questions I haven't answered, can you just leave me a little question in the comments? I try to reply to every single one that is a question or isn't abuse. Or even if it is abuse, whatever. It is what it is. It's all an interaction, I guess. So yeah, here's my car, and I hope you like it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.